Welcome back everyone to Pineleaf Plays the Beorning, and we have finally made it to Candaith's camp. Hello, are you Candaith?
What do you need?
Hunters out of Bree knew of my whereabouts? I shall need to be more cautious and redouble my efforts to hide my supplies in the future. Now, what brings you to the foot of Weathertop? Surely you did not realize that there was a lone ranger in the shadows of Amonsul who needed your aid. Yeah, do you know where Tonto is? Oh, sorry, wrong Lone Ranger. Alright, and let's see.
How can I be of service?
Book 2. Radagast the Brown. I have not seen him, and know not of his passing. But there is a cold and a shadow that has come from these lands of late.
How can I be of service?
Ceridan's word comes late from the to the lone lands. If Radagast the Brown passed into the lands, then perhaps hope is not lost in this place. I have returned only recently from a journey in lands far to the east, lands held firmly in the grip of evil. When I returned from that journey, I learned to my dismay that evil does not stir in the east alone. Goblins now roam to the south, while the larger and more ferocious cousins among the orcs spread throughout the weather hills like a festering plague. I must find the main body of the orcs. If you will assist me in driving back the enemy in these hills, I will begin the search for Radagast the Brown. What do you say? Alright, so I need to kill a few of those, and
What do you need?
while you're at it, kill some birds for me. They're spies for the enemy. Right. Well, I'll slowly take care of the birds since I'm going to be running into birds all throughout these next few quests, and that's a standalone while these others are chained together. We don't have to worry about where to Anlaf. It'll be a while before we get to the Forsaken Inn. But the epic part is obviously all chained together, and we'll be going in and out and finding many birds along the way. Or at least many places that have birds, but very often there's all scattered about so that we don't run to them all at once. 3 at a time. The difference between going against 4 wolves and going against all those orcs. Oh, we can take care of it. At least I do have the scholar up now. So, not all is lost. Blind orcs, wonderful blind orcs. And if they can't see what I'm up to, well, that is their funeral. It'll be my funeral if I can't click on the right one. Alright, so I need to... Now this particular quest, it used to be that you had to get certain specific orcs. And now they call for... that's not good. Not good at all. Alright. If I'm going to go around doing 4 of these at a time, I might as well do something like bring my herbalist with me. Alright, where were we? Oh. Well, no herbalist, but at least I have that. I'm actually starting to learn how to handle this, because I think the first time I went through here with the Beorning, I don't think I would have been able to take on 4 orcs at a time. I think that's one of the reasons why you have a perception of the game becoming easier, is you come in again with the same class, and because you know how to handle the class better. I mean, the game hasn't changed since there haven't been any updates since between the time first 2 times I took a Beorning in here and this time. And this time it's easier because now I have a little bit better idea of what I'm doing. Maybe not a complete idea on it, but a little bit of a better idea. Alright, and I need one more ranged. That's not a ranged. But I know there is a ranged one up here. He gives this foul arrow white hand. The number of times I've killed these. Because these used to be one of the named ones you absolutely had to kill on it. So finding the foul arrow white hands was always tricky. Alright. And that takes care of those. Now let's get back to Cerdan. And turn that in so that we could head on into phase 2. And we'll take an orc or 2 along the way. Now, unfortunately, my racial deed to kill orcs doesn't kick in till level 29, I believe. So that's not going to help with the racial deed any. But don't worry, there'll be plenty of opportunities after I hit 29 for me to find some other orcs. Alright, let's head down this way.
How can I be of service?
Thank you, Pineclaw, but my thanks are tempered with concern. I have never seen a force of orcs like this in Eriador before today, organized and well provisioned. They hold an encampment in an outlet within the Midgewater Pass and bear a strange charge to the banners and shields, one that I have not seen before. Their numbers at this camp are great, but the day may come when we can drive them howling from the lone lands. Not today, I fear, but perhaps not so far off. There is another matter that demands my attention, an urgent matter. We will see to the destruction of their camp in the Midgewater Pass later.
How can I be of service?
I began my search for Radagast near the Midgewater Pass. I witnessed an orc messenger depart from a great haste. Quickly I followed, trailing him eastward along the shoulder of the hills in the south. But my search was interrupted. I could follow no further, for foul Creban circled above, and to be discovered would do greater injury to our work here than I can permit. Once again, I must call upon your aid. The messenger likely carries with him orders from the outlying camps. If you can intercept the messenger, we may learn the nature of their orders. So armed, we will be better equipped to deal with the orc threat. Search along the orc camps for the messenger. Alright. That should be no problem whatsoever, right? I mean, what can go wrong? What can possibly go wrong in trying to go to a messenger and kill him for whatever orders he has? Well, I guess the first possibility is that they could be oral orders. Ow! Ah, that's really awful timing. Well, alright, I guess I might as well kill these orcs while I'm waiting for that messenger to get around. I certainly don't want to fight the entire camp in order to get the messenger. Especially after the last time I went through there, I was fighting 4 at a time. So you can imagine having a 5th, and that 5th being a... It looks like somebody is distracting the... Alright. Now I've got some orders. Yay! Now we can read the orders and see what they are planning to do. That will be perfect. It's all here written in perfectly legible black speech. Wonderful. Okay. I guess saying orcs are writing anything perfectly legibly might be a bit of a stretch.
What do you need?
These orders are written in the black speech, Pineclaw, a tongue I have never desired to learn. Oh, what a shock! That's what can go wrong. I should have been prepared for this, but I hoped that they would learn something useful immediately. While you were seeking these orders, I followed signs of Radagast through the hills. I was not alone in this pursuit, as a patrol of orcs soon happened upon my location. I was forced to break off the pursuit, and I lost my bow as I evaded the orcs beneath the eaves of the woods. It was a close thing, Pineclaw. A close encounter that yielded insights into the orcs' leadership. You did well, for your part, as soon as we will understand the intentions of these orcs as well as their leadership. Alright.
What do you need?
I would have easily evaded the orcs I pursued, Pineclaw, were it not for the war master that traveled with them. Uzor, they called him, and gave to him what respect their kind reserve for the strongest and fiercest warriors. Why, it is likely that Uzor returned to the bleak rift within the Midgewater Pass, for there seems to be their domain. Go there, and kill him, and get his orders. And get my bow back! And get some stuff from battered lockboxes while you're at it. Yes. Right. Fine. So let us go down this way. Alright, maybe that wasn't the optimal way to go, but I did find a bird. And if I could actually hit the target button right there, everything would be perfect. Yes, I have played this game before. Why do you ask? Alright, now. Here, back to where all those wolves were. But the wolves would be at a left turn. Where I want to go is on the right turn. And we'll find an archer. Have you seen Candaith's bow anywhere? That one had to be Candaith's bow, right? Nope. Well, either that or I just broke Candaith's bow. You'll be upset if I did that right. So I have to hope that it's not his bow. And we'll try these guys. And see if they have anything for me. Alright. Now this is my third Beorning, just so you know. This is not the first time I've played this class. My highest one right now is at level 48. Questing up in Eregion. So I have some idea of what's going on there. I also have one that's in the latter parts of the Lone Lands. So I suspect that I'll eventually be passing that one with this one. The second one is designed mainly to quest with some other people, and I don't get too many opportunities in order to quest with that group, so therefore, no, that one will level at a pace comparable to the circumstances. But the main one, the one at 48, I suspect is going to be going into Moria very soon. I was in there to get the, well, actually, in there enough to get the legendary item and have that little bit of equipment. That's just about it for now. Alright, that's 3 so far. Ah, there he is. Okay, at some point I found that bow and wasn't paying attention enough to notice that I did it. Yeah, there he is. Looks like the one on the bridge. Okay, that's 5, that's 6. I was about to go after the node there, because the other 2 Beornings I have are all prospectors. This is the only one that is a scholar. I chose a scholar for this one because I don't have another scholar on this particular server. And my main reason for making the other 2 weaponsmiths were to make throwing axes, and I don't see them really actually using them enough in order to make it important, to make it something that decides which path I go. So I decided let's try Scholar. So the disadvantage of going with the Scholar is that let's see, I believe that it's a carving, so it's probably woodworkers that are going to make my class size, so I can't make my own legendaries on this character. Of course, I know some people say, legendaries, who care about legendaries? Yes. You can ask Drac that, he says. You ask him, is there anything you dislike more than legendaries? Of course, he'll say epic battles. It is nice for one that I'm able to maintain my bear form a little bit longer at higher levels. I don't think it's as bad as at low levels as some players seem to believe. Alright, so I've got the 2 side quests done, so let us take care of the War Master. Now unfortunately he has this habit of, I don't have a way of really stunning him at the beginning. It'd be nice if I had a good way of doing that. Alright. I have a feeling they weren't expecting that, were they? Switch to Southpaw? Well, okay, maybe not Southpaw. Northpaw then. Any paw is going to really be a surprise to them, I have to say. Alright, let's see. Good, I have the orders, Urzur is dead, and it is time for me to get out of here. Therefore, we'll meet again back at Candaith's camp in the next episode of Pineleaf Plays The Beorning.